What's up? How you doing out there? How's your weekend? Was it weird for you having the 4th of July in the middle of the week? Was that fucking weird? We had like 4th of July, and then we tried to go hard again, and then was like by Saturday, everyone was tired. Nobody wanted to do shit. That's just because I'm old. Met some listeners, Moses and Joseph, what up? I did my regular shit, you know. Had some dirty sex. Said I was going to do it, I did it. God damn it. I'm not going to tell you what it was, just know it's dirty. It wasn't question your whole fucking existence and like how did I get here, but it was still pretty smutty, so that was alright. It was alright with me. I got a pretty good week this week. Tomorrow I'm talking to the dude from Blow, Boston George. Johnny Depp played him. I don't know, did you see the movie? Did you see the movie? So we got him tomorrow. Today we're doing news from the fringe. This dude Emory Smith, I guess he worked in like labs for the government. Just talk about like aliens and shit. So that's cool. And you guys wanted it, you requested it. We're bringing back All Request Hour. And we got news with News from the Chin with John. Ladies, this one's for you. How to avoid a UTI. Urinary tract infection. They're rampant. I wonder if you get them more in the summertime because it's hot and the vag gets hot. I posted a fucking meme where the chick has got the... She's on... It looks like she's on the yellow line in New York, and she's got a portable fan just blowing up her skirt into her pussy. Shameless. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But don't. Gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. I'm gonna play some music. Come on back with news from the fringe.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
Security cameras caught a white orb wandering around the gym.
There was a 8 to 10 foot hairy man looking person.
If you noticed strange lights in the sky over the weekend, you aren't alone.
It's time for news from the fringe on the All Out Show.
Shade 45, I got Emory Smith here. Welcome to the show, Emery.
Thanks, Jude. How are you?
I'm well. You worked in underground labs for the government?
Yeah, not actually for the government. I was an active duty service member for the United States Air Force stationed at Albuquerque, New Mexico, Kirtland Air Force Base. And on these bases are other private institutional corporations that have purchased and rented out areas on the base that are connected to the Department of Defense. However, these underground facilities are very, very deep, and the levels are actually rented out by other major corporations for different types of testing. I was part of the biologics unit, so basically I just dealt with sampling of tissue from unearthed origin. That's also connected to Los Alamos Labs, so I want everyone to know that because Sandia Labs is on the Air Force base, the military just protects this lab. It's just an extra security method. The government usually doesn't know what's going on down in these compartmentalized facilities because of the secrecy and classified operations that they're engineering things.
Let me jump in real quick. All right, so just so I can get the time frame straight, you were with United States Air Force, and then you left the Air Force and started working for these labs, or you were working for those labs while you were in there?
No, during my active duty service, I would go to work as a surgical tech, surgical first assist at the base hospital there in the Veterans Hospital, working from like 5 a.m. to around 1:30, 2 p.m., and then I was asked to do a moonlighting job. And I thought I was going to be doing organ harvesting for fallen soldiers, but when I got into the project, it was definitely not that. It was tissue sampling.
What, and where were the tissues coming from?
Well, at the beginning, this is a very secure area. You have to go through a lot of clearances and things. And every 3 months, as long as you keep your mouth shut, you get a higher security clearance. And, after about a year, I was not allowed, you have to understand, brought me a sample of tissue, whether it's a piece of muscle or a piece of organ, I'm just taking samples off of this and sending them for genetic research or DNA testing or tissue sampling testing. So I was not allowed to ever ask the first year, what is this? Where did it come from? I'm just supposed to go in there, do my thing, and then leave. And that's it. Later on, though, in the project, about a year and a half, 2 years later, they started incorporating larger specimens. So maybe I'd get an arm, maybe I'd get a foot, maybe I'd get a lot of organs and whatnot. And then I started noticing that these tissues were definitely not of like a human's tissue, because I was very familiar with the human body, working with multiple surgeons in a vast array of different specialties. And I knew right away that this tissue was different in some fashion, but it still had the cellular components like our cells. They're just very different.
So did it look like a human arm, or was it like...
Yeah, exactly. There's many arms that came in that were different colored. They had different skin types. Some were scaly, some were not. Some were very powdery, like if you barely touch it, it would just like turn to powder. So it was a very, very addictive job I had, because I was so fascinated, like, what are they doing? Like, is this something because I know they grow things there. They were growing tissue samples and organs and beings, and there's a clone project there. So I knew they had the ability to grow creatures and to grow things in the lab. And maybe I was just, at that time, sampling these specimens that they were growing in the laboratory. But later on, I found out that was not always the case, because some of the beings that I worked on, the DNA that was in them, actually, some of these beings came with devices that they found, different types of tools, and of course craft as well. And these craft and devices and tools were actually made up of the same DNA. So these things were actually grown just to be used by this operator. And that's how I found out that these things were from unearthed origin, is what they classified this.
What does that mean, like aliens?
Yeah, it means from extraterrestrial origin. It was not made here on Earth, and the beings came from other than Earth.
What was that like when they laid that on you?
Well, I kind of, by that time, figured there was something going on, with the programs. I heard a lot of stories, but, it's hard to grasp this type of stuff. I mean, I'm sure the listeners are, listening to this saying, my gosh, this guy's like batshit crazy. But the truth of the matter is that this is existing, and, ETs do exist, and UFOs are out there. All the countries have already released all of their documentation except for the United States of America. And I was just happened to be part of a project where I got to see these beings and do autopsies on them.
So what did you learn from them?
Well, I learned a lot, because I knew that the corporations were really excited about this, like the 300 major corporations that run the planet, and like Big Pharma and gas, coal, and oil. And they were trying to actually duplicate proteins in these bodies of these extraterrestrials to help make pharmaceuticals. And they're also taking the equipment and reverse engineering it, such as to make night vision and things like that in the past. I'm just saying, not while I was in there. This was a long time ago. But we learned that a lot of these things that these extraterrestrials were trying to do, some of them were, they crashed here and they would retrieve them. Some of these were crashed ships that were actually in the exo-atmosphere that they went and salvaged. And this is still going on today. They're still salvaging many parts and many bodies and things from up in space, because we have special satellites here that shoot them down. The government really doesn't want people knowing about extraterrestrials, because if you prove extraterrestrials exist, then the first thing scientists are going to say is, well, how the heck did they get here? They didn't use gas, coal, and oil. They use, 0-point energy, the energy from the vacuum of space and time, which if we all had that, we wouldn't have to use gas or anything, because it's like a Bluetooth energy that's everywhere.
So you're saying that they're covering up aliens because of oil?
Yeah, they're definitely covering up extraterrestrial existence because of gas, coal, and oil, because that's the $400 trillion a year market is and that's what kind of controls all of us. And with these advents of new technologies that I was subject to, we would also have amazing medical products, that would come out that would help cure cancers and viruses. So you wouldn't need pharmaceuticals anymore, all based on energetic electromagnetic frequencies.
And that's all you're saying, that you guys have that technology right now?
Yeah, they have that technology right now. I had a 0-point energy lab for about 7 years, and we've already conquered that, and we're hoping to get that out.
All right. So, Emery, I guess my next question is you're no longer with the Air Force, right?
No. That was a long time ago.
How are they letting you talk so freely?
Well, I've been released of my NDAs, and to be honest, Jude, they really don't care about me talking about extraterrestrials because there's no money to be made in extraterrestrials. They're really upset about me talking about the technologies, however, that we derived from extraterrestrials. And also, I invented the first tabletop stem cell concentrator and the first tabletop platelet-rich plasma concentrator when I got out of the military to help cure people and stop all this unnecessary surgeries that are going on, because we have everything in our body actually to cure ourselves with. It's just concentrating it and putting it back into like a knee joint or into your brain or into your spinal cord to help, facilitate an advanced healing rate. So
that's what
they don't
stem
like
cells?
me talking. Yeah.
Okay.
Stem cells. So they don't like me teaching the public and the medical organizations how to do this, because they want to release this over 10, 20 years. Same thing with the zero energy devices. They don't like me talking about that. They want this to be released. It's like, they have iPhone 1 and I have iPhone 20, and they don't want me talking about iPhone 20 yet because they're not going to make any money off it.
Are you afraid for your life?
Well, I had 3 assassination attempts in the last 12 months. But since I came public, the assassination attempts have stopped. I'm not afraid.
What were the assassination attempts?
Head-on collisions in my vehicle, and also, I was jumped by a couple of agents and beaten pretty bad. I also was admitted to the hospital for these things, and you can read up on that at divinecosmos.com. I know David Wilcox made a big write-up about it on there, and but I don't really get into that. But you could read up; it's all national news. What has happened to me, and it's being documented very well. But right now, it seems they've let loose since I've come out. Since November is the first time I came forward with all this information, because after completing the validation of this device I made that makes energy from nothing, that's where, my life started going downhill about 6 or 7 years ago. And then once we validated it just a year ago, which we validated already 3 times now it's like, it's too late. He went public. If anything happens to him, he's going to look like a martyr. So they're kind of backed off. And there's a lot of government people, with black hats and white hats that really do support what I'm doing and teaching. And I don't step over my boundaries. I don't go and teach, certain things. I don't go and tell the world about certain classified things I was involved with, because I know where the boundary is. But like I said, they don't care about me talking about extraterrestrials. That's old news. Kind of everyone knows they exist. It's just, some guy out there talking about it. The good thing about it, there's other insiders like myself that have recently come forward and that have come forward in the past 10 years, which validate, who I am and the same projects that they were involved with. And we have a lot more people like myself coming out this year, which is great and fantastic. So to educate the public that, there's a lot of things going on that we don't know about with medical and with energy, that we could clean up Fukushima and clean up these oceans in a matter of a couple of weeks with these devices. But then there's no money for the contractors out there to be cleaning this stuff up. So it is this kind of diabolical thing going on with what we call Majestic 12 or the Cabal, or the 300 major corporations that run the planet, that's kind of controlling the political factions of other governments. And, everyone makes a big chunk of change off of these deals.
Well, that sounds so you're saying this is all money driven?
Yeah, it's definitely money driven, and a lot of it's really about control, secret control over us, so we don't get too advanced too quickly. And they want to keep us kind of suppressed. So they make viruses, they make bacteria, they make diseases and things to keep us in the hospitals. Even the food processing is very dangerous. There's a lot of different things out there. But the great thing about it is, as human beings, we are like one of the strongest extraterrestrials in the universe. We are able to adapt to almost anything. Our DNA changes with our adaptation, which makes our lineage stronger as we have children. So we are really the superheroes of the solar system and of the universe. And the extraterrestrials just can't fly down and just help us out because we'll shoot them down. Plus, the extraterrestrials also know, they were once us. So they know that they went through this already. We have to learn the hard way so we can become more conscious and help everyone and help the world to stop chopping each other's heads off, because that's not going to get us anywhere. War is just a money-making thing. No one wants to really have war.
Well, a lot of people want to talk to you. We're going to play a song and come right back and take some phone calls. Will you stick around, Emery?
Sure.
Emory Smith, he claims to have worked on aliens and knows a lot, has learned a lot of technology from it, and they've tried to kill him 3 times. Let's go.
La música de Harry Fraud.
I might pull up a 1, maybe 2 days, it's a new thing. Every other day.
Shade 45, we are back. I got Emory Smith here. He is what would you call yourself, a surgeon or assistant to surgeon?
I'm a scientist. Yeah, I'm a scientist, an engineer. I am published recently at Stanford University with Dr. Gary Nolan, the lead geneticist, for doing the autopsy on the Atacama being. So I am referred to
the Atacama beings. What's that?
Yeah, the Atacama being from Chile that was discovered a while back. They asked me to do the autopsy on it, and there's a big white paper there. You search the Atacama being with Emory Smith and Stanford University. So I'm published in the major universities all over the planet.
Was that another
for doing this stuff?
Was that another alien?
Yeah, that's another being. That's correct.
Okay.
That's another being we're investigating and doing genetic testing on. And I advise everyone to check that out. It's pretty amazing, because I'm all about facts, And it's hard for anyone just to listen to me and understand what I've been through, for sure. I mean, I would probably think it'd be a little crazy. But, I'm not here to convince anybody about extraterrestrials. 80% of the planet already knows they exist. It's more about getting these technologies that are suppressed, that we reverse engineered out to the public to take care of people and to, help people get better and, save people's families and lives and children from disease and famine and cancers.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. 888-742-345. Cream in Massachusetts. What's up?
What up?
Go ahead.
This guy is completely full of just horse shit. He says it would put $1 trillion or $700 trillion oil and gas industry out of business. You're telling me that manufacturing a new product from a foreign fucking solar system isn't going to produce more dollars in production and maintenance? Are you insane? Have you taken any economics classes?
No, the devices, Crane, have to be introduced that way. They all have to make money off it, correct. That's the thing. But they don't want to make too much energy all at once. They want to limit that energy. So instead of saying this solar panel is, 20% effective, there's limits on just solar panels being effective when we can make them, with unlimited energy. But they don't want us to do that because then that gets us off the grid. So you're right. There is a modality there of making this, a monetary thing where, corporations such as Gasco and Oil can make, money off it, which is going to be great for us because it cleans up the atmosphere so we don't have to have all this pollution.
Let's go to Mario in Toronto. Go ahead, Mario. Mario.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I believe in extraterrestrials and whatnot. I think you have a point with the government is controlling us and manipulating us and suppressing information from us. But another thing that you don't know is that the Earth is flat. Did you know that?
Well, if the Earth is flat, could you explain to me when there's an eclipse, why is it round?
Speaker.
Why wouldn't it be like a flat line?
I'm sorry?
If the Earth is flat.
If the Earth is flat, when there is an eclipse, when you see the eclipse on the sun and it's round from the shadow of the Earth, why isn't it not flat?
That in no way proves that what we live on is a sphere. You're a scientist, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and do you believe in gravity?
Of course.
How is that if gravity is a theory?
That's right. I mean, there's many theories out there, and there's many things
hold on,
with opinions with that.
Hold on one second. We're getting derailed. Does that like fuck you up, man? You got the one guy that's co-signing you, and then he's like, the Earth is flat too. Does that it kind of fucks up your credibility when he jumps into the whole fucking flat Earth thing? Does that bum you out?
No, it's fine. I mean, I know too much about it not being flat, so I can't agree with the flat Earth theory because I'm an astronaut with NASA as well. So, I mean, it's hard for me to understand.
You're an astronaut with NASA?
Yes.
You just came out with that just now? When did you become an astronaut? We lost him. They got to him. Hold tight, y'all.
He waited 20 minutes to tell us he was an astronaut.
All right. You back, Emery?
Yeah, Jude. Are we live?
Yeah, bro. All right.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that happens. They cut the lines. They don't want me talking about certain things. I was with the Space Coast Air Medical Institute back in the day, and when I developed the first regenerative medicine system, and they wanted to try that out at the International Space Station. I was the youngest guy there that was able to go through the training to become an astronaut. So, me just working back then in the early 90s with one of the types of NASA's over there, it was, just interesting learning all the concepts and things. So that's why I said that earlier, because, how are you going to tell me something when I've already seen something different? But, I think everything needs to be investigated. It's really hard to grasp anything that you see because everything is so fake. There's so much disinformation out there. I always tell everybody, don't listen to anything you hear or see. You need to go out there for yourself and find out.
Let's go to D in Detroit. D.
What's up, Doe?
What up, Doe?
Hey, yo, so I got a question for you. So what security clearance level did you get to, and what was your grade in the military when you got out?
Yeah, actually, I was an A-22 security clearance. I know there's a lot of pop culture things that people talk about, but I'm not aware of these other clearances because I was just an A-22. And just so you know, I was an E6 when I got out, and I also worked after that as a G14 just for a short period of time when I got out into these contracts. But you have to understand, even though I was active duty, I was working for a corporation, a civilian corporation during this.
Okay, let me clear this up for you. So you say you were an E6, that's enlisted. So therefore, United States military regulation, enlisted people do not do surgery. That's an officer tasking, which would have to acquire a medical degree, unless you just got that too, just like you're an astronaut now, right?
Yeah, I do have enough documentation if you go online for 3 PhDs. But I am not a surgeon.
I got my PhD in religion online too. So, as stated, anybody in the United States military will tell you no surgeon is enlisted. They're all officers.
I'm not a surgeon. I did
You just said you were doing DNA sampling. That requires a medical degree to have that background. And plus, you also stated that agents tried to kill you by running you off the road and just beat you up. I can't see our government doing that with the regime that's in charge. He would have had you assassinated and a bullet to the back of the head if they caught you.
Exactly. It's not the government, by the way, that's doing this. It's the corporations that don't want me coming forward with it. But you could look at all my published papers at Harvard and Stanford, Ohio State University for curing peripheral artery disease and things like this. I'm not a secret if you go and research me. I mean, everyone knows who I am. I've been part of all the medical organizations on the boards and everything. I am CME accredited to teach surgeons, and because I invented the first tabletop system with platelet-rich plasma and growth factors, these surgeons had to come to my course to get certified to go and actually do this procedure. And this is all public knowledge. This is not a secret.
All right, let's go to Mailman in St. Louis. Mailman.
What up?
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is my question, man. So you say 80% of this world believe that it's extraterrestrial or whatever, aliens or whatever. So my question for you is, do you think it's extraterrestrial, alien, or whatever for walking around with us here on Earth? And if so, how can we spot them out? Or what kind of questions do we need to ask to see if they're a real alien or not?
Yeah, they are walking amongst us, and a lot of them do look exactly like us. They don't have any, changes in their morphology like you see in the movies, like you see in the Men in Black. A lot of the extraterrestrials that live here actually are just a little bit different. They might be a little bit taller, they might be a little bit smaller, they might have different shaped ears, different colored eyes, and things like this. It's really hard to
talking about
spot
Chinese
an
people?
extraterrestrial walking down the streets of New York.
All right.
So what kind of question can we ask if we see somebody weird that we think that's an alien?
Well, they're not here to do anything with it. They're just here to help us along. They're just sharing technologies and working with other corporations that are underground, that's kind of the underground clandestine to, help our technology advance. I mean, we went from horse and buggy to landing on the moon in 100 years. So, I mean, we're not that smart, to be honest. So we did have a lot of help doing that.
So you're saying that our advancements were from alien technology?
Absolutely. Reverse engineered extraterrestrial technology.
Seth in Pennsylvania.
Hey, how you doing?
Yo.
So, you said you work for NASA, right?
Yeah, I work for Space Coast Air Medical Institute, which was contracted out by NASA, correct.
So even one previous guy was talking about the world being flat. Why would you first mention the sun and the moon? What? I mean, if you've been to space, and you work with NASA.
The 7 moons.
No, I didn't say 7 moons.
I didn't hear.
If you were working with NASA, if you're working with NASA though, okay. Even with the whole flat Earth theory, there's even how you were saying about gravity. It's just a theory. So even how gravity states how it is now, so gravity can hold all this water to this Earth, but discriminate against every other body of water on Earth.
What is he? All right, man.
Jude, it's real staticky for me. I can't really understand.
Let's go to Natasha in Chicago. Natasha, you'll be the last call. Go ahead.
Yes, hi. I'm calling, and I just want to say I appreciate that you are trying to awaken some of the people, but some people you just cannot awaken. I do believe that the earth is round, for one. How can all the other...
We don't need to go into the earth is round debate. Go ahead. Keep on going.
Okay. I just want to say that I love you, and I want you to just continue to awaken people. The hell with all the dummies, and just continue to do what you do. I believe that you have all the ranking that you have, and you wouldn't try to... Why would you try to buffoon us? You would try to awaken us. That's my theory.
That's correct, Natasha. God bless you, and thank you for stepping up with all the crazy negative comments. And it's just, people are just not educated enough yet to understand this. And I just want to throw things out there and inspire people to go out and find out and educate themselves on their own and figure this out because, we're not alone and we need to get along with each other. And, whether the earth is this side or the other, okay, who cares? We still need to do the right thing on a flat earth or a round earth.
Emory Smith, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you calling up. Your Emory Smith, Emery, Smith.net. And his Twitter is Emory Smith 33. Thank you, Emery. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Jude. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Love you all. Take care.
All right. Take care. That was Emory Smith.
Bye.
Oh, shit. We lost them again. It's a fucking government and private corporations. Probably. All right. That was news from the Fringe.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
All right, y'all. You asked for it, so you get it. All request hour. Call up right now. 888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. You asked for the song, we'll play the song. You get to take over the station. Who else is just doing that for you? Nobody. Why are we doing it? Because we care. Deeply. So deep. But this is, you got to participate, so pick up the phone right now, 888-742-3345. And if it goes to voicemail, that means phone lines blew up and you're too late. And keep trying. All right, our request is coming up after these songs. Shade 45, it is an all-out all request hour. This is where you take over the radio. I got nothing to say about it, but don't be requesting motherfuckers no one ever heard of. And those SoundCloud rappers, man. Let's go to T Nitty or Ty Nitty.
Oh, man. Ty Nitty, boy.
Who you want to hear?
Oh, man. You can't get that song? All right.
What is it?
Busy Crook.
Busy Crook?
Yeah, Busy Crook. B-I-Z-Z-Y Crook. C-R-O-O-K.
And what's the name of the song?
Never Mattered.
Never Mattered. All right, let's see how many listens. Let's see. 39,000 views in 4 years, bro. You're really stretching this one. Fine. All right.
Go.
This is your homeboy or some shit? Are you just
yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, okay. All right. Pick somebody better. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? You're going to ruin this for everybody. You do these things.
No, it's cool. That's an ill song, bro.
All right, we'll give it a go.
The ill song.
Yo, all right. Shane in Sacramento. Shane, what's up?
What's up, Jude? How you doing?
Shit, I'm chilling. You out there in Sacktown? What you doing for what you do for work, man?
Just finishing up the day, man. I work outside. I work construction type stuff.
My man, building shit, putting it together. What do you want to hear?
Yes, sir. Andre Nicotina, Situation Critical.
Situation Critical. We don't play enough Andre Nicotina. So
I'm telling you, man.
We got you.
Good looking, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Let's keep this shit going. Tristan and Mrhbee, Tennessee. What you want to hear, man?
Yo.
What's
good, man? Ab-Soul, Turn Me Up Some, featuring Kendrick.
Ab-Soul, featuring Kendrick. Want to shout out anybody while I got you on here?
Shout out to my girlfriend, Mary.
Yeah. What do you like about her?
She's a ride or die, you feel me?
She's a ride or die. Is she a ride or die bitch?
Yeah.
Why you call your girl a bitch, man? That's fucked up.
Man, that's your words, not mine. But hey, long time listener, first time caller, man. I appreciate you.
This is the first time you called just to get something?
Nah. I got a long 10-hour stint, you know what I'm saying? I got this broke-ass Pixel phone, can't hook up with aux no more.
Well, if you get to hook up on aux, you holler at me, all right?
All right, for sure.
It's dry out here. All right, let's jump off into it. Ab-Soul, Kendrick, Turn Me Up, his friend. That's the last time we do that shit all day. Shade 45 is an all-out, all-request hour. Call up right now. Let us know what you want to hear. We'll play it for you. I got my man Rodrigo calling from San Francisco. Rodrigo, what you want to hear?
What's up? I want to hear that E40 and Be Legit compilation is called Straight Like That. It's on their new album.
I still haven't heard that. How's that album?
Oh, man. You can imagine. You got two of the greats.
Shout out to Bila. Shout out to E Feezy. My two guys out of the Bay doing that shit. from Vallejo. Let's go. All right, let's keep that shit rocking. We got Frank in Canada. What you want to hear, Frank?
Hey, I wanted you to play some R.A. the Rugged Man. Definition of rap flow, if you can do that one, that'd be awesome.
R.A.'s a friend of the show. He hasn't been by in a minute, but that is my guy.
He's so awesome. Love that guy.
Yeah. R.A.'s the shit. He had a fucking argument with Floyd Mayweather on the show a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, you should look it up on YouTube. R.A. versus Floyd. R.A. versus Floyd. Good argument.
I'll check it out for sure.
Should be on YouTube.
All right, thanks a lot, Jude. Appreciate
All right,
it.
man. Let's go to Ryan in Hamilton, Ontario. Canada's really rapping. What you want to hear?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Chilling, bro. What you want to hear, bro?
Some Mobb Deep extortion, if you got it.
Got you. All day and
Thanks,
day.
man.
All right. Mobb Deep extortion. Jumping off into it right now. 5 is the all-out request hour. Rocky calling from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yo.
What up, though?
What up, though? I want to hear that Get This Money by Slum Gullies, man, from your neck of the woods.
Little Detroit shit. Get This Money. That's the same theme song for everybody out there, man.
Is that so? It sure is mine. That's all I do every day, all day, bro.
You out there grinding. What you do for a living, bro?
Oh, I'm driving this 18-wheeler.
Hey, I fuck with y'all truckers. You the backbone, man. We appreciate you, man. Real talk.
No doubt.
Real talk. All right, my man. Peace.
Thank you, Jude.
You got it, man. Let's go to BMW. What up, man?
Yo, what up, Jude? What's happening, bro?
Shit, it's been a minute. BMW, long-time listener. BTM, Black Trucker Mafia, go way back on these
All-Out Army.
AOA and this bitch. What you want to hear?
Right, man. I want to hear oldie but goodie, that 3-6 Mafia, Ghetto Chick.
That's got the Isley sample, don't it?
Yes, sir.
3-6 Ghetto Chick from my man BMW, old school right here. This is day one right here, man. You already know.
11 years.
Fucking 11 years strong. Appreciate you, bro. Hope you well. Keep rocking that shit. I'll see you on Instagram.
Same to you.
My man. Pablo in West Texas.
Judy, what's going on?
Man, you know. I'm over here chilling like Bob Dylan. What you want to hear, bro?
Man, let me get that Until the End of Time by Pac.
Little Pac, little Tupac. You want to shout this out to anybody or what?
Nah, man, I'm just heading home from...
Doing out there, it's an all-out request hour. We're letting you take over the station for 1 full hour. Play what you want to hear. Say what you want to hear. We'll play what you want to hear. My man Alex. What up, Alex?
Hey, yo, what's up, man? What's happening?
You like this throwback shit we doing? Like, we going way back with this one.
I know, it's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Hey, I would like to hear the Dayton Family, dude, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Flint Town, bitch. What they know about that shit?
Nothing, dude. That shit's so hard, dude. That song goes so hard.
That's my shit. I was just, you know what? When I went back to Detroit, I got that fucking... I downloaded that Dayton Family and was driving around to that shit. Was like, damn, this shit is still my shit after all these years.
Tough as fuck, dude. I hear that song and I feel like I could just fucking do anything, dude. Fucking love that shit.
You can do anything, Alex. You can. Don't let no one stop you, my man.
Fucking A.
Fucking B. All right, man. Let's go
fucking
to...
See you later.
See you later, my man. Julian in Houston. What up, though?
Hey, what's good, Jude? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You want to hear that Zero?
Hey, I got some classic Houston for you. I'm trying to see if you play The Game Goes On by Zero and K Reno.
Zero, K Reno, The Game Goes On. The game goes on. Shout out to Houston, Texas. They really came out for the motherfucking book signing, so I appreciate all y'all cats out there. Even if you didn't show up, fuck it. Everybody in Houston, shout out to all y'all cats. Got you, bro.
All right, for sure. Appreciate it.
My man. Ian DC, what up, though?
What's good, Jude? How you doing, fam?
Man, I'm good. What can I play for you? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? How y'all doing out there? Did you miss any of the show? Go to Sirius.com/on-demand. Listen on demand. It's a little bit extra, but to me, it's money well spent. You can listen to all the shows you like a la carte. And I'm not the only good show out there, you know. You listen to all of them. A la carte. That's Sirius.com/on-demand. Or get the app. Boom. You can follow me at One More Jude on Instagram or Rude_Jude on Twitter. And, yeah. Got the news from the chin. John has a theory why women are freezing their eggs. He's going to tell you that. Well, it's not his theory. John doesn't come up with much. But are there any theories that you have, like that you just came up with on your own?
I'm sure if we went back in time, I've had some thoughts.
I'll rest my case. I'll rest my fucking case. All right, so there it is. Yeah. Women are freezing their eggs. We'll tell you why. John's theory that he read from someone else and he's going to regurgitate to you like it was his own theory. That's what they do nowadays. All right, so we got that. And in good news, we got this kid that you might find awesome or annoying. We don't know. Stick around for that. All right, it's All Out Show.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
And now, it's time for News from the Chin with John Z. Matthews.
I've got a list of ways that you can avoid a urinary tract infection. If you're
Yudi.
I don't think I've ever come across that.
A chick getting a Yudi?
Maybe.
You gotta go pee after you fuck.
That's on the list.
Is it on the list?
It's on the list. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Women should be encouraged to empty their bladder after sex. Bacteria
you can get a Yudi.
Can be introduced to the urinary tract during foreplay or sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
And then you've got to flush it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on down there during sex.
Outside of that,
they say the human mouth is dirtier than the dog's mouth.
Is that true?
I don't know. Whenever I see someone feeding a fucking dog an ice cream cone, it was like, actually, a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human. Like, I don't give a fuck. It licks his asshole. I'm not with it. I lick asshole too, so, but not my own.
Does that happen to every woman that you find yourself in bed with? Like, okay, time to go to the...
No, not every chick. It's not like my go-to move. It's not my specialty.
All right, also, just generally go to the bathroom. Drink plenty of water.
Not just go to the bathroom after sex, but just use the bathroom regularly.
They're pointing out holding it in may result in bacteria having the opportunity to multiply in your urinary tract.
Hey.
So don't do that.
You can keep going. I'm not going to have a comment for every one of these.
Let's see. Take special care after menopause. Estrogen is believed to be protective against UTIs.
We don't have anybody old enough. That I don't think. I probably have met like 2 menopausal listeners, so that doesn't even matter. Yeah.
I've had girlfriends who've been through menopause.
For real?
Sure. Well, hey, as you point out, I'm in my early 40s, so sometimes these women dip over 50. So like,
Damn.
I know.
So you just get to come in them.
It was kind of a shock at first. Like, oh, hey, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Was it weird after menopause, or could you tell the difference, or you just got to dump in them?
It seemed a little drier, but I guess there's several factors there.
Yeah, it might have been you.
But by and large, no, there's no difference. You've never had sex with a woman who's been through menopause? Are you sure about that?
I don't think so, bro. I'm not against it, but it's not something I'm actively looking for.
I've been with women who've had their whole sort of mechanism, their uterus removed. Everything.
Man, just keep going, bro. You're bumming me out.
Sorry. It's not a bad thing. All right.
No, but
this one's
the hysterectomies.
Now, they're saying after visiting the toilet, wiping from back to front can increase the risk of getting a UTI, as you could introduce
Yeah, you're
shit.
white. You're taking fecal matter and you're putting it. It's always the other way for ladies. Fucking. I don't trust a woman that would wipe from front to back.
Yeah, but how do you even know? You don't know.
Or just know. If you do that, ladies, I'm not going to trust you. I don't. Well, I guess you. Maybe it would be a little poopy smelling or something like that. A little funkier.
And finally,
wipe away.
Finally, I've heard of this one. Eat cranberries. Cranberries and cranberry juice have long been suggested as treatments for UTIs, but there are various studies on this. So
I've heard that cranberries can be rough on that shit too.
For UTIs?
It could be just rough on your urinary tract. Do women have that, or is that just men?
Do women have a urinary tract?
What? Do they?
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. That's the first. Those are the first. Those are the first two things in UTI. Okay. God, he's stuck on dumb today. Oh, he's a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
But this compound in the cranberries, proanthocyanidins, it supposedly prevents bacteria from clinging onto the inside of your bladder. But there's some conflicting studies. So
Take that, bacteria. I don't want to hear your conflicting studies.
I wouldn't trust that.
I'm gonna believe that hook, line, and sinker. I'm gonna fucking take that. Are we done?
That's it with the UTIs.
All right, there. So fucking take peas, pee after sex. Don't put fucking poop into your vagina and cranberry juice. See how quickly I said that shit?
Yeah, but there's detail.
What's the next one there, champ?
Millions of smart TVs are spying on us, and there are ways to disable this. But
how do you stop it?
Well, they're pointing to this service called Samba TV.
All right.
And it is the biggest content tracking service around, and it tracks essentially everything that appears on your TV screen, and also it maps out your network in your home. This is insane.
Samba TV?
Samba TV. So you can quickly go online and then type in Samba TV and then disable. I tried to do it on that one that...
So my TV, I got the Roku. Does that mean Samba TV is on my shit too? Is that a smart TV? I don't know.
A smart TV is the kind that's connected to the internet, so when you plug it in... All right, so
fuck.
I'm pretty sure that you've got that going on.
Yep.
I tried to do it by the desk, and it was not as easy as they suggested. So I'll have to dig deeper.
So you just type in, what is it? Samba TV?
It's Samba TV, and then just type in disable. That's what I found, and then you can go into the settings. But they're saying that just go into the settings, and then you opt out in this network area. It gets pretty detailed, but you have to dig.
Why
for
would
it.
you?
You have to dig for it.
All right, man.
You have to dig for it.
Okay, just know that you're being spied on.
Yeah, but then it also looks at your network and then sees what else is on your network and then sends that.
I know,
info.
it's fucking shitty, dude. They've been spying on us, but they've been like, there's people where there's like kids now that like in their early 20s, that's all they've ever known is to be spied on. Like they don't know anything else. That's their reality, and they just accept it.
I heard some argument the other day that it's better if you've got targeted advertising, so something you'd actually want to buy rather than just nonsense advertising. I don't know if I buy that.
I don't need that. I'd rather not be spied on. I vote for not being spied on.
Well, now that you know about Samba TV, will you go home and disable this?
I don't even know how to do it. And then do I type in Samba TV into my television?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know how to fucking do it.
And I'll be honest, to go back at the desk, it wasn't as easy as they had promised. But you go into the settings.
Don't.
Network.
Don't.
Just opt out.
It's like he's got autism. He just can't help himself. All right, man. Give me something different.
All right. Bruce Lee. Do you know how he died?
I know his son. Didn't his son die from like the accidental bullet or some shit like that?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's
that
right.
Was in The Crow or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
How did Bruce Lee die?
Well, the official cause of death is listed as cerebral edema or something like that.
What does that mean?
It's fluid on the brain. And that's one of the... Oh, it's an excess accumulation of fluid on the brain that causes seizures, coma, and even respiratory arrest. But that's up for debate. And he died back in 1973, recording dialogue for his film Enter the Dragon.
Fucking classic.
But they said it was a cerebral edema, but then another report at the time said it was death by misadventure.
The fuck does that mean?
It means that it looks like he took this drug called Equagesic, which contained aspirin and a tranquilizer. So that's another possibility.
Aspirin? He died off of aspirin?
Well, it's the tranquilizer.
Ain't that some shit? Like, this dude could whoop everyone's ass and then aspirin fucking kills you?
But this guy here goes on, and he's written a book. His name is Matthew Polly. It's this Bruce Lee of life. He is suggesting that it has more to do with the fact that Bruce Lee had his sweat glands removed from his armpits.
What does that do?
It causes overheating. And without these sweat glands, the body could have been less able to dissipate heat, and therefore he succumbed to that overheating.
It's like what they do at raves and shit. Like when people die at raves from fucking doing all the ecstasy and then overheating and shit.
But supposedly he removed his sweat glands from his armpits because it was showing on screen, and he thought he would look better if he wasn't sweating out of his pits.
They could have just they could have just had two shirts. You know what I mean? Like just had an extra shirt, like swap shirts. So there you go. Don't get your fucking sweat glands removed.
Hell no.
Or at least if you're active, don't do that shit. I could do it. I'm not running all around, getting all hot.
And the book goes into some detail about the rumors and misinformation about his death, due to, in part because they removed his body from the home of his mistress, Betty Ting Pei, to avoid upsetting his family. So things just were set in motion.
Damn, they got a conspiracy on everything.
Yep.
All right.
Some women are choosing to freeze their eggs, and there's a reason why they're doing this, of course, and it has to do with the lack of stable partners. Men are just not cutting it, so they're freezing their eggs.
Yeah, right.
You don't believe that?
No.
Why not? Are you a stable partner?
Ish. I think no, what happens is like I think a lot of women are choosing to have careers, and so if you're dumping all your time into your career, it's harder to meet somebody. And women tend to marry up. So if they're more valuable, then they don't want some fucking lame that they might have settled for if they weren't a career lady. I think it has a lot to do with they're tied to careers.
That's the popular misconception. But this study over in the UK of 150 women.
Oh.
Yep. Who had chosen to freeze their eggs, though. They're in this subcategory. 85% of those visiting the clinics were not in romantic relationships at the time, and the remaining 15 had unstable partners who were either not interested in having kids or something like that.
So 85% of them weren't in relationships.
Right.
And they had enough money to freeze their eggs, which leads me to believe that they probably were career ladies. I'll just jump to that conclusion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Well, most of the women had already pursued and completed their educational and career goals, but by their late 30s had been unable to find a lasting relationship.
I just caught that shit.
Well, but they're saying it's more to do with guys sucking than it has to do with women worried about their jobs. That's really what it says.
Sounds like denial to me. Like I'm 40 and single, and I know that I'm the problem here. It's not because of girls. It's my fucking issues. But I'm sure it's all because of the guys. It's all the guys' fault, ladies. You 100 fucking ladies.
150.
150.
Prioritizing one's career was the least common response to the questionnaire.
People, I've had full blown conversations with women out here in fucking in LA about this shit. They're like, they want the career, they want the family, they want it all. It's like, that's not how life works. You sacrifice certain things. You want to fucking focus on your career, you might sacrifice in other places. Or you might not get ahead as quickly. Sounds to me like some women may have focused more on career. I'm just speculating. But hey, since that study's going off of men are unstable, says the single women, the cat ladies. That's probably what it is. Thanks, study.
They're saying if you are to do this, it looks like you should do it before 35 because things start to fade away. You got to get on that.
Should I freeze my sperm?
Sure.
Will I have like weak children if I wait too long?
That's probably true.
People were like, I don't know. I always meet people with old parents. They're usually dope fiends and shit like that. So
what?
I got the theory where like they got like the parents are old, so they're more established. They got a bit of money, but they don't got the energy to fucking chase the kid around and shit. So they just throw the kid money, and then the kids end up doing dope. I've seen it happen plenty of times. That's my whole theory. I know all these rich kids that was like that. Give me some good news.
And now, time for good news.
There is this 6-year-old who's getting some attention online because he can name every country in the world in alphabetical order. 6 years old.
Every country in the world?
Madden Landicho.
I don't even know how many countries there are.
I know. This is... he would crush me.
Let's go.
You want to see a video of him?
Where's he from?
He's from Canada.
Damn, look at Canada with the good fuck.
Argentina, Armenia, Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Belgium, Belize, Benin,
I don't want to know the whole fucking thing.
Bosnia and Herzegovina, Botswana, Brazil, Brunei, Bulgaria, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada, Cape Verde, Central African Republic.
Wow,
there you go.
It's amazing.
But it's
fucking
seriously,
good.
Man.
6 years old, he can name all the shit in alphabetical order too.
And he
see him showing off.
Learned by watching YouTube videos. He just sort of sat there on his phone. His mom gave him a phone, and he just sat there rewatching these videos. Look at him now.
It's kind of funny, like smart people end up doing smart shit with their smartphones, and the dumb people do dumb shit with their fucking smartphones. I probably fall into the latter.
Next.
Turn it back up, he's still going.
Oh, it's going to go on and on.
Greece, Grenada, Guatemala, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Haiti,
all right, okay.
Honduras.
Yeah, there we go, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Madden Landicho.
Good on him. Good on him. All right, there it is. You think he's going to get beat up in school for that?
Guaranteed.
They fucking hate. People hate brains. He's going to get the fucking Ghana, and then someone's going to smack him. All right, let's go.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
All right, that was the show. Thanks to Emory Smith. I appreciate you calling up. Emory Smith, 33, Emery Smith, 33. He was on News from the Fringe. On the boards is Chris, Alex, and John produced the show. Keenan is associate producer. and interning. And on the phones is Jet. My name is Jude Angelini. I'm the fuck gone. Y'all have a good one, and we will talk tomorrow.